Hey toy fans, welcome to Talk Action Figures. I'm Josh.
And I'm Chipper.
And on today's episode, we're talking to Kyle Schneider, who has an amazing Ninja Turtle collection.
It's shelltacular. It's totally awesome.
That's enough.
Bogus.
Now, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is one of my favorite toy lines of all time, and I have a pretty big Ninja Turtle collection myself. In fact, Ninja Turtle co-creator Kevin Eastman signed this comic for me, and I'm pretty sure he signed this toy as well. And I know he signed this, but today we're here to ask...
why Kevin Eastman won't stop writing on Josh's stuff.
No, we're here to ask...
how he even gets in here. Does he sneak in during the night to deface your collection?
Chipper, I asked Kevin to sign these things.
Wait, why would you bother Kevin Eastman to do that? I'll gladly write on your stuff for you.
Today we're here to ask Kyle about his amazing collections.
Here, I'll sign this NECA set.
Chipper, no.
I wanna know what you've been hunting, what's your holy grail. I wanna know about the cool thing you got in the mail. I wanna see your whole collection or your latest haul. And I want a spot where we can talk about it all. I wanna talk action figures, why you collect action figures like you'd expect. Guess it figures, the show is called Talk Action Figures.
Because if you sign it, that doesn't mean anything. You're just writing on it. I don't know how to explain it. Today's guest is Kyle Schneider, and I can't wait for you...
Wasn't our last guest named Kyle? Are we only going to interview Kyles who collect toys?
No, I think our show is niche enough. But I can't wait for you guys to see his amazing collection of mint-on-card figures.
That sounds like a great toy line. Peppermint and his sidekick Junior Mint team up with Mint Chocolate Chip to defeat the nefarious Spearmint.
That's not what that means at all, and I really hope you know that.
A girl can dream.
Kyle, why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Kyle Schneider. I live in central Massachusetts, and I'm in the telecom industry.
Awesome, welcome to the show.
Is that your collection behind you? Can we see it?
No, Chipper, we have to build up some suspense first and ask him some personal questions.
Right, got it. Kyle, can we see your toys?
No, I was thinking more along the lines of... Kyle, your collection looks incredibly well organized. Do you have a favorite project when it comes to how you have it displayed?
A project that I'm proud of in regards to my collection, there's probably two things. In regards to the action figures, just having them set up basically how I want them, wasn't an overnight thing. Luckily, I have a great space down here in my basement. I have a lot of wall space. But this has been a couple iterations, every figure you see on the walls didn't necessarily start there when I first started putting them on the walls. So I originally tried to start the collection by, when I purchased the figure, but then I moved on to, the year the figure was made, and it kind of morphed into a combination of that, but also where I like to have the figures placed on my wall just based on the subset of the figure line, or where they, where I want to look at them when I'm sitting at any given place in my basement. So there is some rhyme and reason to it. It's not just just placing them on the wall. So I'm really happy with the layout right now. Everything has its place, and it just fits really well.
It looks great.
Yeah, now let's see those toys.
The other project I'm really proud of is in regards to my non-sport trading card collection.
Oh man.
Chipper, be patient.
So when I originally started collecting the cards, I would have them in binders. Some sets would be in the same binder, and the cover of the binder would just have a piece of paper with a handwritten note, I guess, by me with what sets were in the binders, what year the sets were from. And it worked, but it wasn't that great.
Couldn't have been worse than Josh's card collection.
What's wrong with my card collection? I mean, I only have a few Star Wars cards, but I think it looks pretty good.
It looks like a child. Just slap some stickers on that binder.
Would a child have the incredibly rare preview ticket for the opening of the Star Tours ride at Disneyland?
Do you really want me to answer that? Or...
No, I heard it.
Fast forward a couple years, and I met a good friend of mine named Tim Rails, who's in graphic design. And he and I worked on a project for almost a year to create custom binder art, and I'm super happy with the way they came out. I picked the cards that I wanted to showcase on the art, and then Tim did the rest, and he did an amazing job. As you can see, it looks night and day better. It looks professional, it's clean, it's easy to figure out, obviously, which set is in which binder. So I'm really, really happy with that.
Wow, those look really great, and the binder art's a nice touch.
Yeah, but imagine if you could have crummy stickers and some old Disney trash on those binders.
You know, you can be a little rude.
Thanks, but I don't need your permission.
Kyle, is there anything else we should know about you?
We get it. He's organized and he likes toys. Can we just look at the collection now? What? You said I could be rude.
About me, you know, as you can probably imagine, I'm a big kid at heart. I never really grew up, and I totally fine with that. I embrace that. I'm kind of a nerd or a geek, however you want to put it. I don't really care what title you give me. I just like to have fun, and you know, I work hard, so when I come down here, this is my escape. I enjoy looking at my collection every single day, and I also enjoy sharing my collection. I get to look at other people's collections, and it doesn't matter if the person has, you know, 3 things or 300 things. I really enjoy everybody's unique take on collecting things, so I enjoy that. And luckily I have a very understanding wife who allows me to purchase some of this stuff, so.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I also have a very understanding wife.
Oh, that problem.
What? What are you talking about? No, I'm talking about my collection.
You know what I'm talking about.
Shipper!
What?
Anyway, Kyle, I think you did a great job articulating something we all love about collecting, and that's sharing our collections and seeing what others collect. And that's what this show is all about.
Could have fooled me. Show us his toys already!
Alright, what's going on? You usually don't care this much about seeing the collections. What's up?
He collects vintage turtles, one of the most profitable toy lines of all time. I need to do research for my toy line.
You're making a toy line.
I'm making millions. The toy line's a means to an end.
Alright, Kyle, I have a feeling there's a lot to unpack here. Why don't you tell us if you collect anything besides toys while I figure out what's going on?
Yeah, I do collect things other than toys. So as you can see, the toys are the majority of it. But behind me, you can see some arcade marquees, and most of them are original. So I enjoy that. I was a big arcade guy back in the day, in the late '80s, early '90s, into the mid to late '90s. So the arcade scene was big for me. I grew up in a town called Watertown, and we had a mall that had an arcade called Dream Machine, and I would go there as much as I could. And you know, that was when, you know, if you got $5, you were set up for the afternoon, because most games cost $0.25. So I was really big into Mortal Kombat was a big one, and the X-Men side-scrolling game was the 6-player cabinet was really great. So my collection has those. I also have some movie memorabilia. You can see it right there behind me. So the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is actually my favorite movie of all time. Close second is the original TMNT movie. So I have some memorabilia from that. Again, that side, sorry. And it has the signatures of all the original kids. It was a gift from my older brother Justin. So that's a great ad. I love that. I have some movie posters as well. And I also collect the non-sport trading cards. 90% of my non-sport trading card collection is Marvel-based, but I do have some non-Marvel. I have some DC, I have some sci-fi and fantasy as well. And that's the majority of my collection is the action figures and the non-sport trading cards. But there's a couple of mishmash of different things as well. I have some signed art as well, and I have, I collect ceramic Christmas trees as well. I've always loved those as a kid, so I have 6 of those, I think, scattered around my house, and we have them up all year. We don't necessarily turn them on every day, but I enjoy those as well. And my wife recently got me a Snoopy plush. When I was younger, I remember having a couple Snoopies. I was really into Snoopy, so she got me that recently as a gift, so I have that near the turtles.
Yeah, but what are you going to make toys of?
A mint-on card idea! There's the evil spearmint and his accomplice Penny Royale. Luckily, their plans are thwarted by Bubblegum.
You know what? This is starting to feel like a double beat. Why don't we just go ahead and ask Kyle about what he collects?
All right, I'm ready to take notes.
Well, to begin with, it helps if there's a show or some sort of content that actually exists before you go ahead and make toys from it.
Got it. Content that exists.
Kyle, at the risk of helping Chipper with her research, why don't you go ahead and tell us about what you collect?
So the toys I collect are, obviously the bulk of my collection is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I grew up in the heyday of when the Turtles were their most popular, and I was into everything that was Turtles. I had the toys, obviously, any games I could get, any accessories, the movie, you name it, I was into it. And what was really cool is myself, my two brothers, and my cousin, there was a total of 4 of us, so we each got to be a turtle, and that is how I don't know how it was chosen, but I became, I was Leonardo. So Leonardo to this day is my favorite turtle, and I love Leonardo, and I love that aspect of it as well, that just kind of that camaraderie. So I was big into the Turtles, still am obviously, but other than that, my collection of action figures and toys is stuff that I remember having as a kid to any degree, or remembering fondly as a kid to any degree. So obviously the Turtles, the Simpsons. I'm a big Simpsons fan. I've been watching the Simpsons now since basically they debuted in '89, and I still have a love for the Simpsons, even though some people say it's not as good as it used to be. I unfortunately have to agree there, but I have the original Simpsons line from Mattel. It's the original figures minus the Nelson has a variant with his trash can. I'm still waiting to get that in good condition, because those are notorious for yellowing of the bubble or having really not great condition cards. So I'm being patient with that. I'm notoriously known as being an impatient person, but when it comes to that, I want to get the right toy, the right looking toy for me. I like to get as mint as possible, and I prefer unpunched. It's not a deal breaker for me, but I always prefer, that's my preference. I also have Barnyard Commandos was one, a toy line, a pretty obscure one. Not too many people know about it, but I do have a fond memory of having a couple of those, as well as the Stone Protectors. So the Stone Protectors, I want to say they lasted maybe 2 series, and I have the original series, the original full line, and I really love those toys. I remember having 1 or 2 of them. Again, it's just a memory I have, and it's seeing them brings back that nostalgia. Same with the Toxic Crusaders and the Wild West Cowboys of Blue Mesa. That set alone was very difficult to find on card. The figures are pretty bulky, and oftentimes they would weigh down the bubble, so a lot of the times they're separated. So getting those in good condition was super difficult, especially for the 2 non-cow figures. And same thing with Bucky O'Hare. I think I only had Bucky growing up, but the look of the figures kind of reminds me a bit of the Turtles, just kind of different, unique. And it's a line that's actually really seemingly becoming more difficult to find. So really enjoy that. And then I know the Crash Test Dummies, not really the most popular line out there, but I remember having a couple of them, and I always thought they were cool. So, and they were made by Tyco, which again, I remember Tyco from the Cars, and so it just kind of all fit in line. So I got the original run there, and again, really happy to have them in my collection, even if they're they're not the most glamorous.
Uh-oh, looks like April O'Neil is being captured by the Foot Clan.
Hey! I'll get those turtles at last.
What could the sinister Shredder and cranky old Krang have in store for April?
Let me out of here!
Will Splinter and the Turtles save her in time? Not if the Foots get the drop on them.
Hey, listen, do you smell that? Watch out, we're under attack! There goes the neighborhood. We don't have time for these stinky old feet. Who's gonna save April?
Who indeed? It's Josh and Chipper from TalkActionFigures.
We talk about toys.
Chipper, we are toys.
Will these heroic talk show hosts get there in time?
Why would you drive the van? You don't even know how to drive.
Because it's my turn.
Later, brain drain.
Luckily, April can take care of herself. With the new action figures, you can recreate your favorite talk action moments.
So Mario, what are you collecting these days?
Huge debt, mostly.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, the movie didn't do so hot.
Awkward.
Talk Action Figures are talking action figures.
Hey there, toy fans. Welcome to Talk Action Figures.
Just use the included small talk ripcord
Be safe out there and make it a good day.
to hear one of 15 talk-tacular catchphrases.
Please subscribe. I need the attention.
Whoa, it's just like a real talk show.
Talk action figures.
From Chipco.
Wait, you made a toy line from our show?
Yeah, it's testing great with the 25 to 35 demographic.
Was one of my catchphrases, I need the attention?
The whiny sidekick characters aren't big sellers, but we need to round out the line.
I'm your sidekick.
Oh boy, I feel an ego tantrum coming on. Kyle, since Talk Action Figures aren't in stores yet, what item in your collection is your favorite? For now.
Favorite item in my collection? Wow, that's really difficult. So for action figures, it's probably not the most exciting answer, but it's either the combination of the original 4 turtles. Again, having that camaraderie with my 2 brothers and my cousin was really important to me and still resonates to this day. So getting to see them lined up, I always really appreciate that. So seeing those is really cool. But I'd also have to say, so I'm fortunate enough to have the entire run of the pop-up display variants of the original line. Plus it went on for the next season for a few figures. And with that, I have the variant, the Ace Duck hat off pop-up variant, which when I purchased, I didn't know how rare it was. This was kind of as I was getting into the line seriously and collecting it and also learning about it. I didn't know how rare, not only is the hat off Ace Duck more rare, but then when you put on top of that the fact that he's a pop-up display, I personally have only seen, I think, 2 or 3 others, so I know he's super rare, and he's really cool. I've always liked the figure anyway, so it just adds to his, mystique or whatever. So I think it's a combination of those two being my favorite in the line.
Wow, those are so cool. Kyle, you have an amazing collection, and I can't believe how much of it is not just mint, but unpunched.
No one can punch the fearless Peppermint, and who would even try to punch the cute little Junior Mint?
Alright, I think it's time to put that joke to bed.
Fun fact, the pillow is actually Commander Chocolate Mint's secret base of operations.
Speaking of crazy, Kyle, what would you say is the craziest item or showstopper in your collection?
I think the craziest item in my collection, at least from other collectors that comment on my collection, I think it's either going to be the undercover turtles with the real cloth coats, or the boxed giant troll turtles. Whenever anybody that knows the line sees those, they're impressed. And I got them because they seemed unattainable, and I really wanted to have them in my collection. I know those 2 lines are exceedingly difficult to get. Particularly, I know Undercover Leo is really difficult to find. And finding the boxed turtles, the giant troll turtles, is super, super difficult. I know that. So I was fortunate enough to know a fellow collector who had them. This is the giant turtles. And he wasn't selling at the time, and so, obviously I was bummed because, nobody really had boxed giant troll turtles. So fast forward, I don't know how long it was, maybe a year, give or take, and he messaged me out of the blue and asked if I was still interested in purchasing them. So, of course, I jumped at the opportunity, and we worked on a price, and it was really exciting to get them.
Wow, I love those. I remember having the Undercover Donnie as a kid and just wishing that I could have the rest of the set.
Wow, troll turtles! That's brilliant! You get money from both groups of collectors. I can't wait for our toy line to do a crossover.
Well, you would look pretty cute with troll hair.
Of course I would. Now, Kyle, your collection looks pretty complete, but is there a Holy Grail item you're still after?
So in terms of Holy Grail, so I'm fortunate enough to have, all the Holy Grails that I've been wanting. I think There's a couple exceptions though. I've been on the hunt for a no stripe April in unpunched condition, and it just doesn't seem to exist. Or I've seen a couple, but they're not in the condition I want. So that would be a holy grail item for me. I know the Euro Shredder carded is super difficult to find, and I've been on the hunt for one of those. I've only seen a couple, maybe not even a couple, like maybe two. So getting one of those would be awesome. So one of those two I'd say is a holy grail item that I don't have that I would love to add to my collection.
So, what makes some of these toys so hard to find?
Well, there could be a variant in the paint application or in the packaging that's rarer, and it makes the toy more collectible.
So our toy line's gonna have 10 variants of each figure, and no two packages will be the same.
That might be going a little too far.
And everyone's favorite robot co-host will be, what do you call it? Short-packed.
Alright, now you've gone mad with power. Now, Kyle, we hope you find those grails. But what would you say got you into collecting in the first place?
What got me into collecting was just the love of kind of seeing, in terms of action figures, I love the figures as much as I love the cards. Seeing the art, but also reading the back and the biographies, but also what other figures are in the line. I would scour that that card back for hours probably on any given day, and even though it maybe took minutes to read all that. But I think I first really started collecting was the non-sport trading cards. You could go to a local comic shop, which are becoming really scarce these days, and actually purchase packs of non-sport trading cards, which is another thing that is nearly impossible to do. It's a sad reality, but some of my fondest memories were going down to my local comic shops and purchasing packs of cards for whatever, $1 or $2, and really hoping to get those what they call chase cards, or those limited edition cards, which only came either one per pack, one per box, one per case. So I remember the first time my brother got he pulled a chase card from the 1990 Marvel Universe set, and it was a Silver Surfer card, and it was like it might as well have been glowing gold. It was like it was just, we couldn't believe it, and we really started collecting non-sport trading cards in 1990. But I remember really seriously getting into it in 1994 with the Fleer Ultra X-Men set. That set has a really special place in my heart because not only do I love the way the set looks, but I just remember seriously collecting that set, going, saving my money to get those packs, but also going to school and trading with friends in elementary school. So really fond memory with that set. I'd say that's what really started my love of collecting. And with the Turtles and the action figures, that started about 8 years ago, when I was like, I should, I have some disposable income, and I have some wall space, and I love these figures, so let me try to get a couple. And it started with getting the original 4 Turtles, and it grew from there. And then I was like, I want to get every original figure, no variants. So I did that, and then that wasn't enough. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get some variants. So, and then I was like, let me see if I can get all the the holy grails in the line. So I did that, and it's just grown kind of out of control from there. But again, I love it.
Yeah, that's very relatable. When I started collecting Star Wars Black Series figures, I thought I would just be grabbing a couple from The Force Awakens. But it's easy for these things to snowball out of control.
Yeah, like your heroin addiction.
Yeah, like my... Wait, what?
It all started with April O'Neil and Marion Ravenwood, and then you got really into Leia and Ripley and Rey.
Oh, heroines. Yes, there's got to be a better way to say that. Well, Kyle, thank you so much for being on the show and sharing your incredible collection with us.
Thanks, you really helped with my research. Anything you want to say to our viewers before you go?
So thanks everybody for watching. Again, I love my collection. Every time I see it, I fall in love with it again. I never get sick of seeing it. But most importantly, I honestly do enjoy sharing it with either new collectors or collectors that have been collecting longer than me. I just really love seeing those nuanced differences for different collections. So I just hope you enjoy my collection, and enjoy what you see, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm on multiple Facebook groups in regards to action figure collecting and collecting as such, as well as I help admin a Marvel Cards page on Facebook, so feel free to join any of those pages, and you'll have a good time. A lot of good people on those pages.
Thanks, Kyle. It was a pleasure sharing your incredible collections. And now, for a segment that we call What's Been Worrying Your Wallet? Personally, my wallet's been a little worried about all of the Star Wars Black Series figures announced by Hasbro this month, especially the Luke and Yoda Jedi Training Deluxe Pack and the Han and Carbonite figure.
Both are from the Empire Strikes Back 40th Anniversary Collection.
Now for me, nothing says classic Star Wars like the Jedi training sequence on Dagobah. And the fact that this 2-pack comes with an extra Yoda head sculpt with his eyes closed really pushes the whole thing over the edge. I think it's one you should try to get.
Do or do not, there is no try.
And who doesn't love Han and Carbonite? I really like that this figure comes with a stand that allows you to display it vertically, like it's on display in Jabba's palace, or horizontally, like it's being loaded onto the Slave One.
Captain Solo's guaranteed to be your favorite decoration.
I pre-ordered these figures as soon as they became available, so on the scale of nervous wallets, I would rank this at a wallet nervously waiting for the charge to go through.
Aw, poor guy.
My wallet is very concerned about the new Back to the Future line of 7-inch action figures that NECA announced this week.
Great Scott!
I've wanted action figures from Back to the Future since I was a kid, and I'm excited that they're coming from NECA, a company known for its excellent sculpts, dead-on character likenesses, and detailed accessories.
And for taking all your money.
So far, NECA has announced Marty from the first film and Biff and Marty from Back to the Future Part 2. Now these are from NECA's Ultimate line, so each comes with an additional head sculpt and plenty of cool accessories.
I don't see those Calvin Klein undies.
All three are up for pre-order right now. Big Bad Toy Store has them for $27.99. But what's worrying my wallet more than the price of these individual figures is the hope that we'll get more characters down the line, and if we're lucky, maybe an in-scale DeLorean. The excitement I have for the potential of this toy line has my wallet full-on stress vomiting.
I hate that graphic.
This has been What's Worrying Your Wallet. If there's a toy that you're excited about and is giving your wallet night sweats, just let us know in the comments.
Or just mention how great you think I am.
And now for a segment we've been really enjoying called TalkActionFigures, where we showcase the imagery of a talented toy photographer. This week, we'll be sharing the images of Instagram account CPT_0RDO, or Captain Ordo? I don't know how to pronounce it, but there'll be a link to their account in the description, and you should really follow them.
And if Josh followed Republic Commando, he'd know who Captain Ordo is.
They use lighting, color, and exceptional posing to imbue their figures with character and bring them to life. We slid into their DMs to ask them some questions about their photography, and we're going to have Chipper read their answers for you.
I don't think that means what you think it means. Anyway, get ready for a great Captain Ordo impersonation.
How long have you been doing toy photography?
I've been taking toy photos for about 13 months.
What got you into it, and what do you like about it?
I was looking for a way to enjoy my toy collection. I had them in cases and boxes, and I was itching for a way to get more enjoyment from them. Then I discovered Imperial Grunt and Work More or Less, and it all took off from there. I found a way to enjoy the toys I had locked away in a way that was fulfilling and rewarding. I love just posing the figures, trying to make them appear natural.
We asked Captain Ordo which of their photos was their favorite, and they picked this amazing shot. Thank you so much for sharing your stunning photography with us, Captain Zordo? Zero-do? Well, anyway, that's it for this week's episode.
Thanks for watching!
We'd like to thank our guest Kyle, and be sure to check out the description of this video for links to the Facebook collector groups that Kyle recommends.
And be sure to look for action figures wherever toys are sold.
No, those aren't real. Don't look for them anywhere.
Okay, but you're telling the investors.
There's also going to be a link down there for Tim Rail's website. Tim designed the custom binder art for Kyle's card collection.
He can help you out if your card binder's sad, like Josh's.
Click right here if you want to watch our last episode, And click over here to watch a Chipper Circuit Break, where she gets isolation tips from Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there.
Oh, and click up here to subscribe.
Every time someone subscribes, a collector finds their grail.
That's true. It's science. Alright, stay safe out there, toy fans, and make it a good day.